Welcome to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Green, where you'll discover actionable strategies to help your student to reach their academic goals, to excel at standardized testing, and to plan for the college admissions process painlessly. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Green.
Steve Green, the Success Doctor. I am here. I am back with this episode of Make the Grade podcast today. The 3 C's. Why should the word success be spelled with 3 C's instead of 2? A provocative question, you might say. I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to tell you some of this from really more of a personal perspective. I have worked with students and their families on all kinds of levels. Young, middle, old, adults, you name it, business people, entrepreneurs. And I have learned a lot doing this, but one thing I find that is really, really universal is that the people who have the most success with 2 C's or 3 C's really do the same traits. And they're more than just a couple. There's a number of success traits, but the 3 that are really critical, I'm going to focus on for the next 8 or 10 minutes here, are number 1, consistency. Now, if you're watching this on the video feed, you'll see it. If you're listening, you won't, but I've got the word consistency up here. Number 2, commitment. Consistency and commitment. And the 3rd C, is community. Consistency, commitment, community. So success, S-U-C-C-E-S-S, which ironically has 3 S's, could be S-U-C-C-C-E-S-S. Consistency, commitment, community. So let me talk about all 3 and why they're critical, another C word, to your success. Number 1, consistency. It should be fairly self-evident, but consistency creates results. Just doing small things each day. And if you go back to the podcast episode I did on Atomic Habits, James Clear's fabulous book, if you just do small incremental improvements every day, just get a little better, consistently, the gain over time is huge. There's an aggregation and a compounding effect of this that's tremendous and very measurable. And it can happen in grades, it can happen in performance, it can happen in confidence. It's tangible and intangible. It's really interesting to see as I watch students who I go through 8, 12, 20-week programs with, and just each week, they don't necessarily see the improvement because they're stuck where they were right then. But if you look over the 2-week, 4-week, 6, 12-week horizon, it's very, very obvious and very, very measurable. So consistency, really, really important. Now, what does this mean? This means you have to have a structure. And I've talked about structure. If you're a follower or a fan or a subscriber to this podcast, you've heard me talk about the importance of structure. And it still is. There's the 5 structures that are critical, and I'm not going to detail them except to say they are physical, time, academic, accountability, and support. But let's stay with consistency here. So consistency can mean, number 1, consistently applying rules. In math, this should be pretty obvious. You can't have 10 rules for 10 different problems that are basically the same problem. Consistency can apply to time. Okay? Are you consistently putting the effort in that you need to get the results that you want? Consistency can apply to quality of work. Yeah, maybe you're following the rules, maybe you're putting the time in, but the quality of your work varies. Some days it's great, some days it's questionable. So you've got consistency on all these different levels, and they all have to come together to make it work, which leads us to the 2nd C, commitment. So you've got the idea to be consistent, and you've got the consistency on multiple levels, okay? Timing, quality of work, daily actions, success, daily actions, another maximum education principle. Now you got to commit to doing that day in, day out, week in, week out. And I focus on academics. I think everyone knows that. But this would be equally true in any endeavor. If you want to get good at playing a violin, It's a daily exercise. Now, hopefully you enjoy doing it, but it still is. If you want to get good at any sport, you want to get good at running or wrestling or tennis or football, it doesn't matter. It's a daily commitment to being consistent with your process. And this is not just something I'm preaching to the choir. These are things I attempt to do, and I think mostly successfully in my own life as I run my business, as I support students, as I have my own personal goals. And some are professional, but some are personal and athletic. Same thing. I'm trying to stay in shape like everyone else, especially these days. So the commitment is key. Now, you can do commitment a lot of different ways. You can get a daily commitment every morning. Hey, I'm going to do this today. Every Monday, I sit down and try to plan out my week. I'm going to have to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I try to commit to it. How do I commit to it? I write it in my calendar. I write it in my planner. I write it in my notebooks, which I am holding up on the video feed if you can see it. I write it down. Very powerful writing. It's a commitment. It helps you to focus on what you want. So we have consistency. We have commitment. And I think the third C that's important is a community to help support you in your goals. So let's go back to the sports analogy. You want to be on a team. You want to be a runner. You're on the track team. You're on the cross country team. It's not just you. There are other runners. Yes, it is individual pursuits running, but you've got people around you. Bicycle riding. Everybody thinks it's kind of an individual sport, but it's a team sport because people are supporting each other. The obvious ones like basketball and football, where you're an individual, but you're playing with a group of people, and hopefully each people's skills makes everyone else better. Same in a music situation. You can sit there with your guitar or your piano or your violin or your drums and play by yourself, but it's much more fun and much more energizing to play with other people in a group, in an orchestra, in a band, you name it. So there's a community piece, the third C, community, to go along with consistency and commitment. In academics, communities may be a little tougher to find. There's study groups. Obviously, you have school, you have classes. This is why I have established the Make the Grade Academic Success community. It exists to support exactly what I'm talking about here, which is a place, a location, and albeit online, where students and parents can go if they would like support, if they want help, if they have questions, if they want to talk about how to get consistent, if they want to talk about their commitments, if they have specific questions to keep them on track with all of these things. So I don't want to oversimplify because these are three huge macro ideas: consistency, commitment, and community. But doing them, just getting in motion and doing them every day on a daily basis, is what's going to help you to reach your goals. Right here, right on my logo. Help you to reach your goals. So, this is the message in today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you take it to heart. I would love to hear your comments. This is Steve Green. It's the Make the Grade podcast. Our goal is very simple: to give you, the student, to give you, the parent, actions that you can take right away, as soon as this ends. Even stop the podcast right now. Go write down some goals and how you're going to commit to them. Go decide how you're going to be consistent. Go join the community. And these are things you can take actions on right away to help you or your child to maximize their education, to get the most out of school, to get the best grades they can, to get the best test scores they can, to get in the best college they can, and to do the best that they can in that direction. I would ask you to comment, send me emails, reply. I love engagement. There's a lot happening in the community. And finally, please share this. If you know other people, other families that might benefit from this sort of information, and it's not because I want to have the most listened to podcast in the world, it's because I really honestly feel that the more people that get this information, it might take them from wherever they are to the next level or the next level above that. And I really think that that's really valuable. And I hope that that's an important legacy in the work I've done with Make the Grade in my educational life. So, Dr. Stephen Green here, getting a little serious today because I really feel strongly about this. I'm going to break these three things down more in future episodes, along with the 5 structures. I'm going to start to blend them because the combination of the 5 structures with the 3 C's, okay, is really powerful. So, hope you're having a great week. I hope you're having a great school year. I hope you're having everything's coming together. I know while I'm recording this, we're going through some challenging times, but we're coming through it. And no matter what, all these principles are going to apply before, during, and after. So, Dr. Stephen Green, the Success Doctor, thank you for listening. I welcome and I look forward to your comments, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you.
You've been listening to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Green. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. For more resources and support, please visit makethegrade.net.